While fans are still waiting for word on the next He-Man movie, Netflix has been making big steps in the animation department with the iconic Mattel franchise. The Masters of the Universe Revelation series stirred up some controversy, hinging on Teela gaining immense power and eventually becoming the Sorceress. Now, with the spotlight back on Prince Adam of Eternia, he has a huge task at hand as Masters of the Universe. Revolution finds him trying to protect his kingdom from the invading Horde Empire. As Season 1 comes to an end, Adam garners a monumental triumph, although there is another threat lurking in the shadows. Masters of the Universe Revolution Skeletor kills Hordak. Masters of the Universe Revolution has Eternia being struck by a techno-organic virus. It's all due to Skeletor becoming a mix of machine and magic. As he unlocks his full power, he remembers his full identity as Skeletor, sneaking his way to the throne and then seeding out this plague to brainwash the populace. Consumed by a lust for power, it leads to Skeletor fighting his master, Hordak, in one of the franchise's most brutal battles. Skeletor is driven by that hatred of how Hordak used him, had him absorb Havoc magic, and manipulated his memory to make him a slave. Skeletor gets the upper hand, impaling and killing Hordak in revenge. Now, using the virus to command everyone, Skeletor converts all of Eternia's citizens into one mindless army. This is his ultimate victory, reaffirming him as the illegitimate son that was banished so Randor could ascend to the throne. However, Skeletor doesn't bank on Adam getting a power-up of his own, proving that any iteration of Skeletor will always underestimate his nephew. Masters of the Universe Revolution gives He-Man the ultimate power. Adam realized earlier on in Revolution that his power sword and the power of Grayskull could purge the virus. He left the blade with Gwildor and Orko, hoping they could reverse engineer, upgrade, and make it a tool to heal everyone who has been infected. Luckily, both geniuses arrive at the battle site, Castle Grayskull, allowing Adam to power up. He achieves his ultimate form before engaging Skeletor in a brutal fight. He-Man doesn't want to kill Skeletor because he feels for Keldor. He knows Keldor was mind-controlled by Hordak, and he can sense good in his uncle. Flashbacks did indicate Keldor was a benevolent person, but after going into exile, war and destruction pushed him down a darker path. This is what Hordak capitalized on. The fight concludes with He-Man purging Havoc and Skeletor from Keldor's soul. This leaves Keldor's mortal shell behind, accepting he isn't strong enough to beat his nephew. He knows prison awaits for the coup and treason he attempted, but a small part of him feels relieved to no longer be anyone's puppet, not even to Havoc magic. Masters of the Universe Revolution turns Teela into a unique sorceress. In addition to the sword, the heroes had another trump card. Teela, she learned about magic that of the snake people from the dragon, Granamor, while under the tutelage of Evil Lyn. Teela understood that by combining Eternia's three mystical elements, Havoc, Kai, and Grayskull, she would become the perfect guardian of the planet. However, when she absorbed all three supernatural forces, she struggled with the darkness within. Thankfully, Adam's sword heals her, too. With He-Man by her side, Teela unlocks her new form as the Sorceress. She uses this power to dive back into her first mission, restoring Eternia. This enables the souls of the deceased Randor, other He-Men, and other Masters of the Universe to finally rest in peace. This Valhalla-like realm was destroyed by Lyn in Revelation, but thankfully, Teela attains her goal. This is her way of thanking Randor, while ensuring He-Man would be at ease by knowing his father's spirit is safe. For good measure, just before they depart, Randor and the Ghost join the battle, helping Adam against Skeletor and his forces. It caps a pretty emotive swan song, leaving the spirits reassured that Eternia will be in great hands. It's especially heartwarming knowing Teela is the first sorceress who can now leave the castle, which is something her mother, the previous sorceress, admires looking down from above. Masters of the Universe Revolution creates bittersweet beginnings. After Teela sends her mother's spirit to rest in Eternia, she embarks on a romantic relationship with Adam, a prince who no longer believes in the concept of a monarchy. His structure allowed Keldor to dupe him, take the throne, and then poison people under the guise of Skeletor. But He-Man realizes he is better off guarding the planet with a sword than ruling with a scepter. He abolishes the monarchy, affirming there will be democratic voting across all Eternia. After He-Man declares Eternia's independence, Andra admits while she enjoys being man-at-arms, she doesn't mind running for office. It brings her story full circle after helping Teela and her father, Duncan, who is now leading the army as man of war. There is a lot of rebuilding to be done after Hordak's army fled in the wake of his death, on a ground level and a political level, if public faith is to be restored. However, the heroes are all up for the challenge. As for Lyn, she lost a big part of herself in the war, too. Granamor died battling the technological titans that Skeletor summoned from Eternia's core. However, the dragon made it clear Lyn achieved her redemption. She cured Granamor mentally at the Darksmoke ruins and helped the heroes free the planet. In the process, she shifted from being evil Lyn to good Lyn. This is why Lyn ends up being recruited by the Legion of Zodaks, Mattel's version of the Watchers from the Marvel Universe. They're known as the Cosmic Enforcers, and now they have deemed Lyn worthy to help them oversee the multiverse. Last but not least, while Keldor is in prison sulking, the Horde Empire is making new moves. It turns out they were able to get Hordak's body back from the battlefield. A mysterious female warrior wearing a Horde mask is seen looking at Hordak's frame in a tank as it regenerates from the stab wound that Skeletor inflicted. It's very much like Darth Vader and the Bacta tank from the Star Wars franchise. The warrior, assumed to be Revolution's version of She-Ra, vows that once the leader recovers, they will return to raise Eternia and murder He-Man. Ultimately, it promises Revolution has another epic brawl to come, with a Horde Empire that will be ramping up how ruthless and efficient it can be.